Now, the definition of rate of flow is defined as the quantity of liquid flowing per second through a section of pipe or channel. Okay, so as I have given you that short assignment for your fluid mechanics practical, you are calculating nothing but the rate of flow. Okay, rate of flow is defined as quantity of liquid. It can be in volumetric flow, it can be mass flow rate. In any terms you can tell. Okay, the so ultimately what you are telling, you are giving some information about the quantity of liquid flowing per second, quantity of liquid flowing per second through a section of pipe or a channel. Okay, through a section, it means you have to take cross section of the pipe. Okay, and if the pipe is cylindrical, then its cross section will be a circle. Okay, so the area of that cross section of the pipe is given by capital A. Okay, and the fluid flowing inside that pipe is flowing with some average velocity. Average velocity is given by capital V. Then the discharge will be represented by capital Q. Always remember, discharge is represented by capital Q. Okay, now what is the value of this capital Q mathematically? Mathematically, Q equals to area into average velocity. Q equals to A into V. Now if you will see the unit of area, what is unit of area? Meter square. Okay, and unit of this velocity is meter per second. Okay, so if you will see here, this discharge Q equals to meter square into meter per second, so you will get meter cube per second. Okay, so if you will see here, meter cube, the numerator part, that is your meter cube, is nothing but unit of volume, and second is your time. Okay, so volume per unit time. So you can say here the discharge is given here volumetric flow rate. It is giving you volumetric flow rate. Okay, meter cube per second. Okay, in some cases you can also see in numerical kg per second is also given. So in that situation you have to perform unit conversion. Okay, now let's come to the next heading, that is your continuity equation. Now this equation is very important. We will see one derivation also, and this continuity equation is helpful. After this, wherever you will see any numerical in the preceding chapters, in every numerical, this continuity equation, you have to take help of this. Okay, so remember this is a very simple formula, very simple concept. Only thing that I want to tell you, that this is very important also, very important. It is a simple expression. Just for your memory, I am telling you. Okay, continuity equation tells you A into V equals to constant. Okay, now what is A? A is your cross-sectional area that you have seen here. Okay, V is your velocity. V is your velocity. So it is saying that for a fluid flowing in a pipeline, okay, the value of your area, the product of your area into velocity at a given cross section, it will be constant. Okay, now see the statement of this, what I have written here. Continuity equation is based on the principle of conservation of mass. Okay, it states the as if the fluid, if no fluid is added or removed from the pipe in any length, then the mass passing across the different section will remain the same. Okay, once again we will see the definition. If no fluid is added or removed from the pipe in any length, then the mass passing across different sections shall be same. Now try to understand what is its meaning. I'll try to show you with some figure. Okay. Okay. Let me draw one diagram here. Suppose I'm drawing one pipeline. Intentionally, I have changed the cross-sectional dimension. Okay. Suppose here you have the bigger diameter. So at this location, you have smaller diameter. Okay. Now, as per this definition of continuity equation, suppose the cross section at this location, it is A1. Okay. The fluid is flowing inside this pipeline. This is your inlet location. Okay. The fluid is flowing through it with a velocity V1. Okay. Now at this location, at the exit location, if the fluid is going outside of this pipeline with velocity V2, and here the cross-sectional area is small, so let's keep it as A2. Okay, so area is A2, velocity is V2. Here the area is A1, velocity is V1. Okay, so as per this principle of conservation of mass, no fluid will be added or no fluid will be removed from this pipeline. Okay, then the amount of water, suppose here water is flowing, H2O I am writing. Okay, water is the amount of water flowing inside this pipeline at this location. Same amount of water will be discharged from the opposite end also. Okay, if there is no addition of water or removal of water. When there will be chance of addition or removal of water? If there will be any separate pipe connection or separate channel connection will be there for inlet, or you can say for outlet, then there will be some addition or removal of water from here. So as per this continuity equation, if there is no addition or removal of water, okay, flowing through a pipeline, then the mass flow rate will remain constant. Okay, so this is the definition. Now we will see one few numerical or mathematical part of this. Let's move on to the next slide. Yes, here you can see A1 is the area of the pipe at section 11. V1 is the velocity of the fluid at section 11. Rho1 is the density of fluid at section 11. Means in the previous diagram where I have shown you A1 and V1 only, so density also we can consider. So at section 1 we have area A1, velocity V1, density Rho1. Okay. Similarly, at section 2, area is A2, velocity is V2, density is Rho2. Okay. Now the total quantity of fluid passing through section 11 will be equals to Rho1 A1 V1, multiplication of density into area into your velocity. Okay, so the total quantity of water passing through section 22, it will be Rho2 into A2 into V2. So as per the law of conservation of mass, okay, or it can be also called as theorem of continuity, we have Rho1 A1 V1 equals to Rho2 A2 V2. Okay, and this equation is applicable for compressible flow. Now here compressible and incompressible, see this term is coming. I will change the color of the pen. Wait a minute. Okay, here one term is coming now, compressible flow and incompressible flow. Okay, so compressible and incompressible. Can anyone tell me the definition of this compressible and incompressible? Anyone in the class? We have 56 participants. Out of these 55 students, can anyone tell me what is compressible flow and what is incompressible flow? see, if the density is changing, here you can see rho 1 is there, here you can see rho 2 is there. If the density is changing across your pipeline, then that type of fluid is called as compressible flow. If the density is not changing, then it is incompressible flow. Okay, so this continuity equation is applicable for compressible as well as incompressible fluids. Okay, in the case of incompressible fluid flow, when I'm saying incompressible, then rho 1 will be equals to rho 2. Okay, so we can cancel out those two things and we will get what? A1 V1 equals to A2 V2. This you can keep it in a box. This is very important expression. We will use this expression to solve our numerical. This is very important. All of you remember, for your Viva, for your numerical solving, everywhere this mathematical expression will be used. So you box it. You can make 5-star also. That this is very important. Let's move on to the next slide. This is the question in front of you on your screen. Okay, first all of you stop writing and see the question. Try to understand the question, then we will solve it. Okay, the diameter of pipe at section 11 and section 22 is 200 mm and 300 mm. Here is your section number 1. Here is your section number 2. Diameter at section number 1 is given 200 mm. Diameter at section number 2 is given 300 mm. So if anywhere you see the diameter is given, then can you calculate its area? If the diameter is given, then you can easily calculate the area. If D1 is given, then the area A1 will be equals to pi by 4 into D1 square. Okay. Similarly, here you can find out A2 equals to pi by 4 into D2 square. Okay, this is what they have done here. They have first converted mm into meter and they have calculated the area. Okay, pi by 4 into D1 square. Similarly, if D2 is known to you, then you can calculate A2. So A2 is given here. Now, see the next part. If the velocity of water flowing through the pipe at section 11, okay, so the fluid is flowing inside this pipeline at this location. Here the velocity V1 is given. What is the value of V1? 4 meter per second. 4 meter per second. Okay, so what you have to find out? You have to find out discharge through the pipe. The first part of the question is discharge through the pipe. As you all know, the formula of discharge is A1 into V1. Okay, discharge of the pipe Q will remain same whether it is at section 11, whether it is at section 22. The discharge will remain the same. The amount of water entering at this location, same amount of water will be exit over here. But you can see that the cross-sectional area here is less and here you have bigger cross-sectional area. Okay, so from here you can see if the same water is flowing with a larger cross-sectional area, then definitely you can understand that the velocity will decrease. Okay, so you can calculate first discharge Q equals to A1 into V1. A1 is known to you, V1 is known to you, you will get the discharge value. As per continuity equation, okay, you all know that the discharge will remain same throughout. So you can use this term as A1 V1 equals to A2 V2. Then you can get the velocity of water at section number 22. So A1 V1 equals to A2 V2. Okay, so V2 will be equals to A1 into V1 upon A2. All these three parameters is known to you. You substitute those values and you will get velocity V2 equals to 1.77 meter per second. Okay, so you can see here it is the velocity is lesser than the velocity at section 114 meter per second. Okay, why? Because here the cross sectional area is more, so velocity will reduce. So this is the simple solution of this problem. I hope there will not be any issue with the understanding of this problem. So all of you note down fast. Let's solve the next problem. Yes. Now the numerical is in front of you. First we will see the statement of the numerical, then we will solve it. Okay. Now the numerical is saying there is a pipeline. Okay. Its diameter is given as 450 mm. See here the pipeline, section 1. Okay. Here the diameter is 450 mm. Now this pipeline is branched into two pipes. This is going the one direction, this is going the second direction. Okay. So this is your section number 2 and this is your section number 3 and this is your section number 1. Okay. Now it is branched into two pipes, pipe number 2 and pipe number 3 of diameter. The diameter of both the pipes are given here. Some sound, disturbing sound is coming, so all of you mute yourself. Yeah. So here we have seen that the diameters are given as shown in the figure. If the average velocity in 450 mm diameter pipeline is 3 meter per second. Okay. Here at section number 1, the velocity v1 is given as 3 meter per second. Diameter is given to you. So if you see the diameter, what is your next target? You have to calculate area. You have to calculate A1. You have to calculate here A2. You have to calculate here A3. Okay. Since the diameter is given, you can apply your formula pi by 4 into d1 square. A2 will be equals to pi by 4 into d2 square and A3 will be equals to pi by 4 into d3 square. Okay. So first you have to convert this mm into meter. So when you are converting mm into meter, you have to divide it by 1000. So you will get it in meter. Then you will calculate the area. Now what it is asking? It is asking for the discharge through 450 mm diameter pipe. It means 450 mm is here. So what is the discharge at section 1-1? Okay. So the formula of discharge equals to Q1 equals to A1 into V1. A1 you have calculated here. V1 is given to you in the question. Okay. So you have to multiply that and you will get the answer. Now, all of you listen carefully. Here you have calculated the discharge. It means 0.477 meter cube per second water is flowing from here in this pipeline. Okay. So this pipeline will be distributed. Some water will go in this side. Some water will come in onto this side. Let me change the color. Blue color. Blue color is representing your water color. Okay. So some part of your water will go in this pipe and some will come in this pipeline. Okay. Now how much water will go this side and how much will come this side? Anyhow, if here you have discharge equals to Q1, okay, at this location if you have Q2, here you have Q3, okay. So as per the law of conservation of mass, you know that Q1 will be equals to Q2 plus Q3, okay. And you know the formula of Q1. You know the formula of Q1 will be A1 into V1. You know the formula of Q2. It will be A2 into V2. You know the formula of Q3. That will be A3 into V3. Okay. So you have calculated A1 into V1. That is equals to 0.477 meter cube. Now you have to calculate A2 into V2. A2 you can calculate from here. V2 is given to you in meter per second. Okay, so A2 we are getting 0.0707 meter square. Okay, V2 is given, so you can put here. Now come to this last expression, A3 into V3. A3 is known to you. Okay, A3 is known to you. Only unknown will be your V3. Okay, now you all of you solve it yourself and tell me the answer. What is the value you are getting as V3? Now this you have to solve and tell me the answer. I'll give you 2 minutes. Everything is in front of you on the screen. Tell me the value of, I have written Q1 equals to Q2 plus Q3. Okay, this can be also written as A1 V1 equals to A2 V2 plus A3 into V3. Okay, so this value is known to you, this value is known to you. Okay, so suppose, so directly you can calculate from here what is V3. V3 will be nothing but A1 V1 minus A2 V2 divided by A3. So you can directly substitute and you can tell me the answer of V3.